If you're online, good evening to you. Not started the radio broadcast yet. Tonight here at Carterville, they're honoring the state champion Carterville cheerleaders. And before we get into the varsity game, they'll be doing their routine that they did at state. So that's what you're seeing on the stream here this evening. There you have it. They're champions. Congratulations to Linda Drust, Amy Drust, the head coaches, and the Carterville cheerleaders, state champions for 2020. They'll get the floor cleaned up, and we'll get set with our pregame show. The Pinckneyville Panthers in town. The final conference game of the season here tonight at Carterville.
High school sports are as American as apple pie. And going to a game or meet is a chance to see the stars of tomorrow shine today. But as anybody who's ever attended a high school sporting event in Illinois knows, you can't have the stars without the stripes. High schools are currently looking for new officials in almost every sport. Who looks good in stripes? Anybody looking for a way to stay connected to a sport they love. If you like the idea of giving back to your community while earning a few extra bucks, chances are you'd look good in stripes too. We want to hear from you. We need to hear from you. No officials means no games. No stripes means no stars. And what kind of America would that be? Illinois needs more high school officials. Go to highschoolofficials.com to sign up or learn more. That's highschoolofficials.com.
Being a teenager is tough.
There's the constant pressure to be liked.
Endless worrying about college.
Cyberbullying, high expectations, all the negativity.
There's no question. Being a teenager is tough. And what do Illinois' teens do when they want to block out the noise and clear their heads?
We play!
Research shows that teenagers who participate in high school sports have lower stress levels, more confidence, and greater self-esteem. And then there's the biggest benefit of all.
High school sports are fun.
Not just fun.
They're a lot of fun.
Encourage your teenagers to participate in a sport or activity when they go to high school. They'll stress less and smile more. And they'll be laying the foundation for a happier, healthier future.
This message presented by the Illinois High School Association and the Illinois Athletic Directors Association.
Okay, Brian, I'd say you can probably roll her open. Happy Friday night, everybody. Welcome to Carterville High School. Dave McKenzie along with birthday boy, Mr. Scott Hudson. Happy birthday, buddy.
Thank you. I'm glad there's only one a year at my age. That's all I'll say.
That's all we can handle, huh?
That's right.
Is Scott celebrating his birthday, and hopefully Carterville can celebrate an upset win over these Pinckneyville Panthers tonight. The final. Can you believe this? This is the final conference. Didn't we just start the Pyramid Plus like a month ago?
Yeah, it goes by quickly, and we are down to the last two games of the regular season for Carterville. They're both here at home tonight against Pinckneyville and non-conference tomorrow night against Heron. But it is hard to believe that we are, 3 days away from postseason starting at Vienna.
Absolutely. These two teams are meeting for the second time this season. The first one wasn't such a happy meeting at Pinckneyville. That was back on January 17th when the Panthers beat Carterville by 22, 57-35. And Carterville seems like they're playing a little bit better than they did back in that game that night.
Well, I think so. They played a lot better at Harrisburg on Tuesday night, not only from start to finish, but I also thought they played with a little emotion.
Yep.
They had a little fire in their belly, and I'm sure Coach Hawkins was glad to see that. This is a very good Pinckneyville team. They're coming off a very emotional overtime buzzer beater win against Nashville last Saturday night. So, they're looking to close out their conference schedule on a high as well.
And you also have to remember, this is a much bigger game for the Pinckneyville Panthers than it is for the Carterville Lions, because the Panthers are 8-1 in conference. The Nashville Hornets are 8-1 in conference. And Carterville was to pull the upset. That would just vault the Nashville Hornets, barring a loss tonight.
If Pinckneyville had beaten Nashville the way they did last Saturday night, let's say a month and a half ago, I think there might be a little bit of a hangover for Pinckneyville, where Carterville may be catching them at the right time. But the fact that it happened last week, and they know they can't let up, or Nashville could win the conference outright with a Pinckneyville loss tonight, I think Pinckneyville's not going to come in here and overlook Carterville on the record. However, Carterville's back on their home floor, and they played better Tuesday night. It's going to be an uphill battle, but I think that Carterville, if they play like they did Tuesday night at Harrisburg, they can stay with Pinckneyville and then hopefully stay close enough in the fourth quarter to pull an upset.
Carterville 13-15 on the season coming into tonight. Pinckneyville having an outstanding season. Coach Bob Wagner and the Panthers, they are 26-3 overall, 8-1 in the River to River Conference. I'm Dave McKenzie. That's Scott Hudson. Just a few minutes ago, I had a chance to talk to head coach Shane Hawkins about the game Tuesday night, about tonight's game against Pinckneyville. That's coming up next. This is our McDonald's pregame report. This is Carterville Lions basketball on NewsRadio WJPF.
How do you define strength? Is it physical? Or is it mental? Maybe it's both. Maybe it's whatever empowers a person to dig deeper, fight harder, and overcome obstacles that once seemed insurmountable. Discover how much stronger and more confident your children can be. Encourage them to participate in a sport when they go to high school.
This message presented by the Illinois High School Association and the Illinois Athletic Directors Association. High school sports are as American as apple pie. And going to a game or meet is a chance to see the stars of tomorrow shine today. But as anybody who's ever attended a high school sporting event in Illinois knows, you can't have the stars without the stripes. High schools are currently looking for new officials in almost every sport. Who looks good in stripes? Anybody looking for a way to stay connected to a sport they love. If you like the idea of giving back to your community while earning a few extra bucks, chances are you'd look good in stripes too. We want to hear from you. We need to hear from you. No officials means no games. No stripes means no stars. And what kind of America would that be? Illinois needs more high school officials. Go to highschoolofficials.com to sign up or learn more. That's highschoolofficials.com.
Brian, go to the commercial after this. Go to the commercial after this. Back at Carterville High School, I'm Dave McKenzie along with Scott Hudson as we are just moments away from the tip-off here. The final river-to-river conference game for both these teams. Carterville 4-5 in conference, Pinckneyville 8-1. As this is the 10th conference game for both of these teams. Pinckneyville, Scott Hudson coming off a dramatic win last Saturday night, an overtime thriller as Dre Scott gets the tip at the buzzer to give Pinckneyville the win over Nashville.
Yeah, and they had that game circled on their calendar ever since Nashville really pummeled Pinckneyville at Nashville earlier in the year. And, you know, Pinckneyville and Nashville are very similar. They're going to treat each possession like it's gold. They're going to move the ball around. They're not going to take bad shots, which means every possession Carterville has, you know, you really need to come away with points. I know you're not going to score on every possession, but in the first meeting between these two teams, neither team shot the ball well in the first quarter. I think tonight if Pinckneyville comes out slowly on the offensive end, Carterville has to come out quickly, maybe get an early lead, maybe have a lead going in the second quarter, because the last 2 games at Sparta and at Harrisburg, Carterville has shot 50% or better for the game. So Carterville has shot the ball much better recently.
Carterville coming off a win on the road Tuesday night at Harrisburg, beating the Bulldogs 62-46. And in that game, Eli Downen had 19. Bryce Anderson had an outstanding game with 11. And Austin Garby got back into double digits. That's a key here tonight against these Panthers.
Yeah, because you know the Pinckneyville's looking to shut down Eli Downen. There's no question they want to stop him and force somebody else to beat them. But as we saw at Harrisburg, there are other players that can step and help on the offensive end, whether it be a Garby, a Bryce Anderson. Connor Hawkins really didn't. I think Connor Hawkins may have only taken 1 or 2 shots in the first meeting between these two teams at Pinckneyville. They shut his outside shot down. So Eli's going to have some help tonight if Carterville's to pull the upset.
Connor only had 5 in that game at Harrisburg. We're going to go on and take our final break. Both teams are back on the floor. When we come back, it'll be the starting lineups and the tip-off. This is your McDonald's pregame report with your Carterville Lions on News Radio WJPF. Nope. They're getting ready to right now. Happy Friday night, everybody. Dave McKenzie along with Scott Hudson at Carterville High School. Nice job by the pep band here tonight. Nice to see Scott Hudson, the Carterville cheerleaders state champions last night. I was here for the Carterville girls basketball team. They get the big sectional championship win over the Nashville Hornets, and they're playing in the super, what do they call it?
Super sectional.
Super sectional. There we go.
Yeah, and they're one win away from the Final Four of girls basketball in the state of Illinois. I mean, it's just been a whirlwind last 2 or 3 weeks for Carterville High School with what the girls have done so far, still playing in postseason. The cheer team winning a state championship, and boys basketball getting ready to start postseason on Monday night.
Against Vienna, and we'll have all the action for regionals coming up for you on Monday night. But we still have 2 regular season games to get through. And the first one here tonight is the Pinckneyville Panthers come to town. 26-3 overall on the season for Coach Bob Wagner. He's going to go with the 6'1 junior guard, Ben Restoff, the 6'2 senior guard, Dawson Yates, the 6'4 senior forward, Grant Tanner. Also, you have the 6'4 forward who got the game-winning shot against Nashville, Dre Scott. And then at the other forward position, the 6'1 senior, Devin Kitchen. Restoff, Yates, Tanner, Scott, and Kitchen for Coach Bob Wagner.
Very good team. And, I know I sound like a broken record because you can say that every year about Pinckneyville. Very good team. This town is basketball crazy, and they prove it each and every year.
Carterville Lions, the starting lineup for the Lions, and actually Shane Hawkins kind of shook up that starting lineup on the road Tuesday night at Harrisburg, and he's going with the same lineup. It's going to be the 6'4 junior, Eli Downen, who in the last matchup against Pinckneyville had 21 points. The 6'1 senior forward, Austin Garby. Also going to go with Nick Laird, the 5'11 senior. He had 2 points against Pinckneyville in the first matchup. Bryce Anderson, the senior, will get the start as well. And then it's going to be the freshman, Caden Hawkins, who has done an outstanding job this season learning how to play varsity basketball. And he's deservedly getting a start again tonight.
Well, he has a high basketball IQ, and I don't care if you're a freshman or senior. If you can play the game at this level, at the varsity level, you need to be playing. And it's not because it's Shane Hawkins' son. It's because he's earned the right to get more playing minutes. I mean, he plays a ton of minutes in the JV game, and, he's getting his second consecutive start, played well at Harrisburg. A little bit different competition tonight than Harrisburg, but this is all going to make him and these underclassmen better players going forward.
Absolutely. Both teams get their final instructions from their head coaches. Cheerleaders are in their respective spots on the floor. The officials are ready to go. A great crowd here at Carterville tonight, and we are very appreciative of you tuning in to Lions basketball here on News Radio WJPF. You can watch the game online as well. Just go to YouTube and search Pinckneyville Panthers at Carterville Lions 2-21-20. The ball is in the air. The tip belongs to the Pinckneyville Panthers. Pinckneyville, of course, in their road baby blue uniforms. Carterville in the home whites. Pinckneyville has it, and moving right to left on your dial. Dre Scott has it on top of the circle as Pinckneyville runs their offense way out top. Left-hand layup is good by Dawson Yates, who gets the first bucket of the game.
Yeah, I think Yates is like a, seventh-year senior?
He
I mean, it
is.
seems like he's played at Pinckneyville forever.
Yates had 13 in the previous meeting back in January. Carterville breaks the press, and just like we expected, Pinckneyville comes out full court pressure, and they make you not make mistakes like Carterville just made the first turnover of the game.
Well, Garby had his man pinned to his back. Anderson just a bad bounce pass towards the baseline.
2-0 Panthers here just underway in this last 10th game of the River to River Conference schedule. Pinckneyville into the front court. Dre Scott, left side it goes to Ben Restoff. Now they work it back around the perimeter. Yates from the left elbow is going to pop. He's got Grant Tanner with the bucket there. And it's up Pinckneyville 4-0.
Well, this is one thing Carterville was hoping wouldn't happen, that is Pinckneyville come out shooting well from the field.
Carterville, you hate to say it's a big bucket, but you need one right here as they have the ball in the front court with Bryce Anderson toward the left corner, dribbles toward the left wing. Takes it across the free throw line. Gives it to Eli Downen. Downen step back jumper from about 15 is good for Eli. Carterville is on the board. It's 4-2 Panthers.
Yeah, Downen's had some really good games here recently. They're going to need him to play well again tonight.
Pinckneyville works it around to the left corner. Three ball is off the back of the iron, and a big rebound is tipped. The rebound is tipped around. Panthers control. They get it to Dawson Yates. Kicks to the right wing. Three-pointer is buried from Devin Kitchen.
Well, if they do miss, you can't give them second chance opportunities. There, Kitchen got the offensive rebound, leads to a three.
Every single person on that Panther bench, including the managers, can shoot the three.
I think so. From half court.
7-2 is the score here. Carterville, Eli Downen toward the left wing, pulls up the dribble, needs some help. Gets that from Nick Laird. Laird drives into the free throw line, kicks it to Bryce Anderson. His three-pointers off the back of the iron. Panthers are on the run. Quickly the other way. Dawson Yates has the ball stripped. Turnover on the Panthers. Here come the Lions. Bryce Anderson to Downen. Little 5-footer off the front of the iron, no good. And Devin Kitchen, the board for the Lions. The pace of this game is outstanding. Dre Scott gets bumped from Bryce Anderson, who just picked up his first foul.
Yeah, it's tough to miss those shots from 5 feet out like Eli did. Just left it a little short. But Pinckneyville, the one problem Carterville is going to have tonight, and they've had this most of the year, Carterville's guards are much smaller than Pinckneyville's guards, and it's hard to pass over and shoot over those guys.
Ben Restoff with the basketball right of the circle, back to the right wing. And a foul is sliding in and taking the feet out from under Dawson Yates on a three-point shot is going to put Yates at the stripe to shoot 3 free throws.
Honestly, that's almost like a turnover. I mean, when you foul somebody that far out beyond the three-point arc, that's almost like giving them 3 points.
Dawson Yates has 3. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Subway. Hey, try the new Subway Fresh Value starting at just $1.89 each. They are freshly prepared right in front of you for a limited time at participating Subway stores. Yates is hit 2 of 3 so far and makes it 3 for 3. Nothing but the bottom of the net. And the Panthers here early are up 8 points. Just not quite 3 minutes into the game. Carterville has it. Laird takes it to the low block, banks it off the glass. Nick Laird gets the field goal. And it's 10-4 Panthers. The ball's tipped around, but it's controlled by the Panthers in the front court. Dre Scott, right wing. 5:02 on this first quarter clock. They have it on the left wing. That is Dawson Yates. Skip pass to the right wing. Three-pointer's no good. Dre Scott, the putback, and he gets it to fall. It's 12-4 Pinckneyville.
Again, they've got 5 points off of offensive rebound so far.
And Pinckneyville's Dre Scott. Back-to-back buckets for Scott. Shane Hawkins has seen enough. He needs a timeout. We're going to take a timeout as well. 10-point lead for the Panthers. It's 14-4. This is Lions basketball on NewsRadio WJPF.
How do you define strength? Is it physical? Or is it mental? Maybe it's both. Maybe it's whatever empowers a person to dig deeper, fight harder, and overcome obstacles that once seemed insurmountable. Discover how much stronger and more confident your children can be. Encourage them to participate in a sport when they go to high school.
This message presented by the Illinois High School Association and the Illinois Athletic Directors Association.
Ten-point lead for the Pinckneyville Panthers at the 4:35 mark. Shane Hawkins needed a timeout to talk to his team about it. Scott Hudson.
Not a good start by the Lions, but a great start by Pinckneyville.
Carterville's basketball. They break the press but turn it over. The Panthers take it the other way. They're going to back it up, set the offense on the left wing. Crossover dribble. Dawson Yates tries to get it to Scott. He can't handle it. Back in Yates' hands. He lays it up and in with the right hand. Dawson Yates is on fire. He's got 7 here in the first 4 minutes of the game.
They're getting all the rebounds. They're getting all the loose balls.
Nick Laird into the front court. Bounce pass to Austin Garby. He gets the layup on the other end for the Lions. Back to a 10-point lead for the Panthers, 16-6. The original starters on the floor for the Panthers. As Dawson Yates has it, top of the key into Kitchen. Now the left wing, wide open 3 from Restoff is good.
They've hit their last 5 out of 6 shots from the field.
19-6, blowout mode here early for the Panthers. As Carterville turns the ball over, they're going to say it was off the Panthers, and it's going to stay with Carterville.
Well, they're wanting Pinckneyville's defense with their full court pressure. They're wanting to speed this game up. They're wanting to speed Carterville up because that's usually when Carterville turns the ball over, when they get in that panic mode.
Carson Pearson checks into the game for the first time, replacing Caden Hawkins. Nick Laird gets bumped as he drives the baseline, kicks it to the left wing. That's Downen. Downen, one dribble, crossover, takes it to the block, just gets the shot off, but he traveled with the basketball. And it's going to get it right back to the Panthers.
Yeah, Eli might have tried to do a little bit too much, but quite honestly, right now, he's about the only one that's doing anything.
Took one step too many as he made that drive to the hole. 3:13 on the clock, 19-6, Panthers on top of your Lions. Dre Scott, back up top it goes. They work it to the right wing. Bounce pass to the baseline. Short jumper is good from Devin Kitchen.
Well, they're just shooting lights out right now. Carterville has even switched to a zone.
Carterville puts the ball. Bryce Anderson turns it over, puts it on the floor. Panthers take it the other way. 2:45 remaining in the opening quarter. Wide open three from the left baseline off the iron, and the rebound to Nick Laird. 21-6, all Panthers. Bryce Anderson matched up on Grant Tanner. Carson Pearson has it on the left wing. Right-hand dribble, left of the circle. Back to Downen, left wing. He's going to fire from three. Too short off the front of the iron. Ball's on the floor. Downen gets his hands on it, and he gets fouled as it was Ben Restoff that was draped all over his back on the floor. And that is going to be the first team foul on the Pinckneyville Panthers.
And Carterville really doesn't have a guard that can beat Pinckneyville one-on-one with a dribble drive. And they really don't have anybody other than Connor Hawkins that shoots consistently from the outside.
This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the city of Carterville, Mayor Brad Robinson, and the entire city of Carterville. And sponsors of Lions sports all season long. Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate it. Ball goes out of bounds. It's going to stay. It's going to go to the Pinckneyville Panthers.
Anderson tried a reverse layup. Contested, couldn't get it to go, and boy, Pinckneyville just, well, if you thought there might be a hangover from that Nashville win, I think that went away real quick.
Never mind.
Yeah, sorry.
Carterville forces the turnover on the other end on the Panthers. Here come the Lions. Under 2 to play, 1:50 remaining. Downen, crossover, right of the circle, takes it into the paint, puts the shot up, can't get it to fall, but he does get fouled. And the 6'4 junior, Eli Downen, will go to the stripe and shoot 2 free throws.
No, you need to score when the clock stopped when you're already down by 15 in the first. So it would behoove the Lions to make their shots from the free throw line.
Hunter Riggins picked up the foul on, it's actually on number 10. That's what I thought. It's going to be on Ben Restoff. And that's going to be 2 fouls on Restoff. As Downen misses the first free throw. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 702, providing a better lifestyle for members and a better life for all. Number 24 at the stripe. Free throw is good. That's his 3rd point of the game. Carterville trails by 14, 21-7. Panthers with the basketball. Kitchen up top between the circles. Right side they go. Down to the right corner, skip past left wing. That's Kitchen. He takes it to the baseline, bumps into the defender, turns the ball over. Here come the Carterville Lions. The other way. Eli Downen stops short mid-court, has his foot on the line, needs some help, gets it from Connor Hawkins, who's just into the game for the Lions. Bryce Anderson between the circles to the left wing. Carson Pearson, 2 dribbles, takes it down the lane, to the block, and a whistle is going to be called on the Panthers.
Now, Pinckneyville's defense, they just don't give you any room to breathe. You just cannot find any open space. And if somebody does flash open, once they get the ball, there's a defender on him immediately.
That foul was on Hunter Riggins of the Panthers. Carterville's basketball, 67 seconds remaining here in the opening quarter. Their trail by 14. Caden Hawkins up top, now left side. Wide open 3 from Downen. Bang. Eli has 6 points here in the game. Carterville's down 11, 21-10. Panthers over to the right side. Dre Scott on the right wing. Now to Riggins. Riggins brings it top of the circle to Kitchen. Pass to the free throw line. Back to Kitchen up top. Right side to Riggins. 32 seconds on the clock. They work it around to the left side. Bouncing their way back up between the circles. They're going to hold for the final shot. With the basketball is Dawson Yates, the 6'2 senior. Yates so far here in the first quarter, 7 points. 17, 16, 15. As they're going to hold for the final shot. Carterville still in the zone defense. 8 seconds on the clock, 7 seconds. Dawson Yates takes it down the left side of the line, kicks it to the right corner, wide open for three. Riggins steps inside the arc, puts up the shot, can't get it to fall. And at the end of the first quarter, it's been all Pinckneyville. They lead your Carterville Lions 21-10. Second quarter action next on NewsRadio WJPF.
Being a teenager is tough.
There's the constant pressure to be liked,
Endless worrying about college.
cyberbullying, high expectations, all the negativity.
There's no question. Being a teenager is tough. And what do Illinois' teens do when they want to block out the noise and clear their heads?
We play!
Research shows that teenagers who participate in high school sports have lower stress levels, more confidence, and greater self-esteem. And then there's the biggest benefit of all.
High school sports are fun.
Not just fun.
They're a lot of fun.
Encourage your teenagers to participate in a sport or activity when they go to high school. They'll stress less and smile more. And they'll be laying the foundation for a happier, healthier future.
This message presented by the Illinois High School Association and the Illinois Athletic Directors Association.
Back at Carterville High School, Dave McKenzie, Scott Hudson. Scott, all Panthers, and they were on fire that first quarter.
Yeah, they had 2 threes in the first quarter, 67% from the field, 50% from the field for Carterville, which is good, but they had 4 less shot attempts and 5 turnovers in that first quarter.
21-10 the score as we start play here in the second. On the floor for the Lions, it's Downen, Caden Hawkins, Austin Garby, Carson Pearson as Garby drives the right side of the lane and gets fouled. And Devin Kitchen has picked up his first foul for the Panthers.
And what Carterville may have to do, since the perimeter is just clogged up, is give it to Downen, give it to a Garby, even a Bryce Anderson when he's in there. Let them go one-on-one. Let them try to beat their man. If they get in the paint, maybe they can draw a foul.
They're going to say that Devin Kitchen's foul was on the floor before the shot. So the Lions trigger from the baseline. Downen takes the pass, has it on the right wing, dribbles to his right, now crosses over, takes it to the low block, puts the shot up the glass, no good, and a reach-in foul by Austin Garby as he got Kitchen right in the eye. But he's okay. Oh, Downen picks up the foul. That's his first, 21-10, 7:35 remaining here in the first half. Panthers have it. Hunter Riggins now top of the key to Kitchen, right wing to Riggins. Riggins, a 6-foot senior guard. The last game, Riggins had 5 points against these Carterville Lions at Pinckneyville. With the basketball, another turnover on Pinckneyville. There's some more turnovers on the Panthers than I remember in the first game.
Yeah, they got 4 already, and we're just not less than a minute into the second quarter.
Have to look back at my notes from that game. As Carterville has it, Caden Hawkins comes across the timeline. They only had 5 turnovers overall in the first game against the Lions. Backdoor lob for Garby. He taps it to himself, stepped on the baseline. And speaking of turnovers and Lions, repeat.
Now, usually you see that play with Downen underneath in the alley-oop, not from Downen to Garby.
21-10. All Panthers here in this first half. They're not going to take any chances in a conference game tonight. The shot in the paint, nice Head fake by Grant Tanner. He banks it or gets the shot to 23-10 Panthers. Eli Downen comes across the timeline, bumps into Dre Scott, the defender. Downen controls, pulls up the dribble, has Scott draped all over him. Tries to get the ball to Caden Hawkins. Hawkins makes a nice play to make the catch. Now on the left wing, Austin Garvey drives toward the lane, kicks it to Connor Hawkins. His open three is off the iron, no good. Nice tip from Eli Downen, and a foul is called on the Panthers' Devin Kitchen.
Yeah, I'm going to give Eli an offensive rebound on that because he kept the ball live, tapped it to Garvey, who was going up to shoot. Well, no, they're going to say it was on the floor, so they will have to inbound, but nice hustle play by Downen.
That's the 5th team foul now on the Panthers. Devin Kitchen just picked up his first foul. Lions basketball, 6:06 remaining here in the second quarter. Inbound pass to Pearson. Now to Downen. He's going to pop for three from the left wing. Good for Eli Downen. He's got 9 in the game, and it's a 10-point lead for the Panthers.
Hopefully Downen can stay hot.
Skip pass to the right baseline. Now over to Riggins on the left wing, and he just buries it from that left wing. His first field goal, 26-13, a 13-point lead for Pinckneyville.
Well, Pinckneyville's size allows them to pass over the top, and it's really hard for Carterville to recover before they get the shot off.
Caden Hawkins has Dawson Yates on him defensively. That's a freshman against the senior. Over on the right wing, Carson Pearson, top of the key to Eli Downen. Whistle and a travel on Eli Downen as he didn't quite get the feet settled. Replacements coming in, replacing Carson Pearson and Caden Hawkins. It'll be Bryce Anderson and Nicholas Laird that check into the game. 5:16 here in the second quarter, 26-13, 13-point lead for the Panthers. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by SIH, a comprehensive network of care. Visit SIH.net. Wide open three from the right side from Devin Kitchen, his second three-pointer of the game. And the lead now is 29-13. And a whistle and a foul on Hunter Riggins.
You almost have to pick your poison with Pinckneyville because if you come out and try to guard them closely on the perimeter, they're good enough they can drive by you and get those easy shots in the lane. If you pack it in, so to speak, those guys are going to hit it from the outside. They're all good shooters.
Carterville. Nick Laird throws the ball to Connor Hawkins. Now to Austin Garvey. His spin move off the low block. The shot is short. Rebound Panthers on the run. Taking it the other way. Dawson Yates off the glass. No good. Rebound is kicked out of bounds. And it's going to stay with the Panthers. Jake Hickson's going to come in to the game. I'm assuming he's going to give Austin Garvey a breather, and he does. Garvey heads to the bench. Jake Hickson, the 6'5 junior. Over to the right wing, the inbound pass. The shot from three is no good. Bryce Anderson gets the board for the Lions. Outlet pass to Connor Hawkins, right wing. Head fake three from that wing. Gets it to Downen. Downen, spin move, baseline. Kicks it over to the left corner. Nice job by Anderson controlling the pass. Now on the left wing, Connor Hawkins. Looks inside, dribbles out. Gets it to Eli Downen. 4:20 remaining in the half. 29-13, the ball slapped. And a whistle and a foul away from the ball is going to be on Carterville, and it's going to be on Connor Hawkins.
That is now 8 turnovers in the first half for Carterville, 4 for Pinckneyville, but it's Pinckneyville's hot shooting that has led to this 16-point lead.
29-13, 4:10 remaining in the half. Scott and I will have our Murphy Wall State Bank halftime report. A three-pointer from Devin Kitchen. Again, that's his third three-pointer. The biggest lead of the game, 32-13 Panthers. Carterville's ball. Nick Laird to Bryce Anderson. Now to Downen. Gets an opening to the lane, takes it to the rack, puts the shot up. The foul is before the shot. The foul is going to be on the Pinckneyville Panthers.
Dave, just go back a minute and a half ago. Carterville had a three from Downen to cut the lead to 10. Now you look up there, it's a 19-point lead because right after Downing's three, Pinckneyville came down and hit a three, and that just sucked all the life out of Carterville.
Dre Scott picked up his first foul, the 7th team foul on the Panthers. Downing is at the stripe as he hits the front end of a 1-and-1. This Lions broadcast brought to you by Home Renew, serving Southern Illinois. Protect what matters most. Call 694-9100 for Home Renew. Downing hits the second. 32-15. 17-point lead for the Panthers. Stepping inside the arc on the left baseline. Nice defense by Bryce Anderson. Stepping in, forcing the turnover. And a whistle and a foul.
Yep.
It's going to be called on Devin Kitchen as Townsend Barton is into the game for the Lions.
I tell you, Dave, I really like the way Townsend Barton plays. He's only a sophomore, plays a lot on the JV team. I think he's very energetic. He's got the size where he can play inside if need be. He can also play on the outside. I think going forward next year, Townsend's going to be a big part of this team.
I agree. He hasn't played actually the last couple of games for Coach Shane Hawkins as he hits the first free throw. Townsend Barton, of course, transferred from El Laredo.
His grandfather, Gary Barton, was my baseball coach at one time at John A. Logan.
5'10" sophomore misses the second free throw. Downing gets the board, but he loses the handle. Gives the ball back to the Panthers. 3:25 left in the half. 32-16. Panthers. Coach Bob Wagner able to get to his bench. Riggins has it. Now the bounce pass from Duke Riggins. Skip past to Hunter Riggins. He fires from three. He is a dead-eye from the outside. That is his second three-pointer.
They have 18 points off of threes alone. That by itself would give Pinckneyville a 2-point lead in this game.
35-16, 2:45 remaining. Bryce Anderson dribbles, tries to find an opening, gets it to Barton. Barton to Nick Laird. Laird left of the circle, drives it to Barton on the left corner. Right-hand dribble by Townsend to Bryce Anderson. 35-16 Panthers. In front of a great crowd here tonight at Carterville High School. Hickson has it in the paint, runs into the defender. No foul, but they are actually going to call a foul on Grant Tanner.
A little bit of a late call.
Late call, and truthfully, I thought it was a charge on Jake
Well, it's
Hickson.
either charge or travel.
Yeah, one of the two.
And the official, I think, was making up in his mind what he was going to call.
And he took his time going to the scoring bench as well, as Jake Hickson misses the free throw. 35-16 now. Panthers ball into the front court. Hunter Riggins now to Grant Tanner. Tanner skip pass, left corner, wide open three. Good from Dawson Yates.
That is now 7 threes in this first half for Pinckneyville.
Dawson Yates into double digits with 10 after that field goal. 38-16, 22-point lead by the Panthers. Downing has it in the paint, has to get rid of it. Now Bryce Anderson's three off the back of the rim, no good. And the rebound is to Duke Riggins. Gets it to Dre Scott, to Riggins. Now to the right wing, wide open long three, off the iron, no good. Downing gets the board for the Lions. Here comes Townsend Barton the other way. Moving left to right to Eli Downing between the circles. Ball is tipped out of bounds off of the hands of Dawson Yates. It's going to stay with the Lions. Townsend Barton will head to the bench. Carson Pearson back into the game. Nick Laird checks out. Caden Hawkins back onto the floor for the Lions.
Pinckneyville has 6 field goals in this second quarter. 5 of those have been threes. It's just been a shooting gallery tonight for Pinckneyville.
Bryce Anderson takes the inbound pass, drives the baseline. His turnaround jumper, air ball over the top of the rim. Panthers with the basketball. Yates now to Duke Riggins. To Noah Carter, who's into the game for the Panthers. Skip pass to Carter. Now they work it back around the perimeter. Duke Riggins to his brother Hunter Riggins. And back around, they're going to back it up and reset. 67 seconds remaining here in the half. It's all Panthers, 38-16. Is they're going to possibly hold for the final shot. Duke Riggins, a 5'11 sophomore guard for Coach Bob Wagner. Also, Noah Carter onto the floor, the 5'10 senior. Pinckneyville, 26-3 on the season. They are 8-1 in conference. 35 seconds remain in the half. Carterville staying back in zone as the clock continues to roll. Coming up, Scott and I will have our Murphy Wall State Bank halftime report. Break down this first half of action. We'll try to update you on scores from around Southern Illinois. We'll also update Scott on St. Louis Blues hockey scores and sing happy birthday to him.
Are you going to do that?
All coming up on the Murphy Wall State Bank halftime report. 38-16, 7 seconds remaining. Panthers, Riggins from the left elbow. The shot no good. Downen has it. 2 seconds. 1. His shot is partially blocked. And that's how we're going to end the half. It is all Pinckneyville Panthers. 38-16 as we head to the half. Your Murphy Wall State Bank halftime report coming up next on News Radio WJPF.
High school sports are as American as apple pie. And going to a game or meet is a chance to see the stars of tomorrow shine today. But as anybody who's ever attended a high school sporting event in Illinois knows, you can't have the stars without the stripes. High schools are currently looking for new officials in almost every sport. Who looks good in stripes? Anybody looking for a way to stay connected to a sport they love. If you like the idea of giving back to your community while earning a few extra bucks, chances are you'd look good in stripes too. We want to hear from you. We need to hear from you. No officials means no games. No stripes means no stars. And what kind of America would that be? Illinois needs more high school officials. Go to highschoolofficials.com to sign up or learn more. That's highschoolofficials.com.
How do you define strength? Is it physical? Or is it mental? Maybe it's both. Maybe it's whatever empowers a person to dig deeper, fight harder, and overcome obstacles that once seemed insurmountable. Discover how much stronger and more confident your children can be. Encourage them to participate in a sport when they go to high.
With the Scott Hudson here on Friday night conference action. Scott, wow, what an impressive first half of basketball from Coach Bob Wagner and the Pinckneyville Panthers.
Well, they just shot lights out, and I don't know, this Pinckneyville team's good. I don't know that they've shot the ball any better in this year like they did in this first half. Pinckneyville, 64% from the field. They had 7 threes. Carterville only 33% from the field in the first half. Carterville only had 1 field goal in that second quarter. That the three-pointer by Downen that pulled the Carterville Lions to within 10 at that point. Carterville 4 of 7 from the free throw line, 3 of 3 for Pinckneyville. Rebounding, Pinckneyville out-rebounded Carterville 9-7. Pinckneyville was led in rebounding by Kitchen with 3. Downen led Carterville with 5. Turnovers, another big key to this big Pinckneyville lead. Carterville 10 turnovers, Pinckneyville only 4.
When you look at the scoring for the Pinckneyville Panthers, they were led by Devin Kitchen, who has 3 3-pointers for the Panthers. Also, Dawson Yates added 10, 2 players into double digits, and Dawson Yates with 1 3-pointer. Then throw in Hunter Riggins that has 6. You have Grant Tanner with 4, and Ben Restoff with a 3-pointer for the Panthers. Pinckneyville puts 38 first-half points on the board. For the Carterville Lions, it's Eli Downen who has 11 points to lead in the scoring and only 3 other players on the board. Austin Garby, Nick Laird with 2 each, and then Townsend Barton with a free throw that he made here in the second quarter, and it all leads to a big Pinckneyville Panther lead here at the half.
Well, Carterville, again, Carterville's guards just aren't tall enough to throw over the defenders, and they're not tall enough to shoot over Pinckneyville's defenders. So it makes it hard to have any kind of perimeter game whatsoever. Downen had a pretty good first half. He turned the ball over a couple of times. But Carterville, there's a reason why Pinckneyville's been ranked in state all year in 2A. I still don't think Pinckneyville's probably shot this well in a half of basketball this year because they are a good team. But, I mean, everything they threw up it seemed like was going to go in.
I would tend to agree with you. It should be back now. As we head to the fourth quarter, the Pinckneyville Panthers lead the Lions 63-33.
Carterville 46% in that third quarter, 67% for Pinckneyville.
Here come the Pinckneyville Panthers, 62-33 with the ball. Devin Kitchen. They work around the perimeter. Two Riggins on the baseline. He drives, puts it up off the glass. Runner is good for Hunter Riggins. Carterville's ball. They trail by 31 in this game.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be tough for Carterville to stay in this game, but I did not see this coming. I did not see this barrage of threes from Pinckneyville and how well they've shot all game.
The first game back on the 17th of January was just a 22-point game. Carterville actually hung in, was only down 7 at the half against the Panthers. Wound up losing by 22, but they're down 31 here. Preston Sumner battles his way in the paint, and Shane Hawkins is going to bring Jake Hickson in, replacing Eli. What a game for Eli. He's worked hard tonight. He goes to the bench with 19 points. That may be it for him. He may get to have the breather the rest of the game. These Carterville Lions will be right back here at home tomorrow night. Senior night is 4 seniors on this Lions squad. We'll be talking about Carson Pearson, Austin Garvey, Nick Laird, and Connor Hawkins. After the game, as is our tradition, we'll try to get a word or two with them. Coming up, the Heron Tigers coming to town, the last game of the regular season. And then Monday night, Scott, Carterville in the regionals taking on Vienna. You're going to have the broadcast. I'm going to go live stream the girls' game, super sectional game at Hamco against Teutopolis. So
I'll be down in Vienna. I've never done a game from there, so this will be something new for me.
Yep.
Actually, I don't know that I've ever been in Vienna's gym.
I don't know that I've seen their school.
I've been to their school years ago, but I don't think I've been in the gym, so.
64-34, 30-point lead. Sumner hit the first free throw. The foul was on Devin Kitchen, his fourth. As Sumner hits both free throws. Yep. 5:26 remaining. Carterville cuts into that 30-point lead. They're down 29. Over on the right wing with the basketball. And again, we want to say congratulations to Coach Matt Crane and the Lady Lions. They got that big win last night over Nashville to win the sectional here at Carterville. And congratulations to Carterville High School. They got the sectional games here. Great facility for events like that. Outstanding job. It's always even better as Jake Hickson's fouled from behind. He's pushed to the floor as Hunter Riggins picks up the foul. But this is such a good facility.
Yeah.
Plenty of free parking. A great gym. And just a fantastic atmosphere for sectional basketball here at Carterville last night.
Yeah, it's a great place to hold, whether it be a Pyramid Plus tournament, a sectional, regional, boys or girls, doesn't matter. It's a very nice facility. It holds a lot of people, and I'm sure in the future that the administration here is going to keep trying to get these events to come back.
Well, they hosted the wrestling regionals here back when Carterville played the game at the junior high. But the girls get the win last night over Nashville. They're going to take on Teutopolis on Monday night. A charge foul against Duke Riggins. That's going to be the first on Riggins. That game is slated for 7:30 at Hamilton County High School in McLeansboro. Take it on the Teutopolis Wooden Shoes. Carterville beat Teutopolis earlier this year in the Thanksgiving tournament, 44-40. Teutopolis knocked off Paris last night. Paris was undefeated going into that game and number 1 in Class 2A, and Teutopolis gets a win. So looking forward to that matchup for Matt Crane and the Lady Lions.
Yeah, those two teams obviously know each other, so there's not going to be probably any surprises come Monday night.
Excuse me, a little over 3 minutes remaining here. 64-35. It's been all Panthers. Pinckneyville will run their conference record to 9-1. I've been trying to get an updated score. Nashville is playing DuQuoin tonight, and I've not been able to locate a score there.
Any update on the Harrisburg-Heron game?
The last I had, Harrisburg over Heron, 62-29. That game in the fourth.
Holy cow.
Carbondale over Althoff after 3, 58-35. The foul was on Pinckneyville's Duke Riggins, his second. At the line is Jake Hickson, and his free throw is no good. Under 2.5 to play. Scott and I will name our Joe's Lawn Care and Snow Removal star of the game. I don't think there's any question who that could be tonight for either team. Baseline drive, kick pass to the left corner. Down to the left low block. Right-hand hook is good for the Panthers. That was Vaden Chepansky. He's into the scorebook, 66-35. Whistle, official timeout.
Let players come in from both teams.
Yep. Bob Wagner's going to replace all 5 players on the floor. Shane Hawkins gets out some of his underclassmen as well. Taylor Seamer on the floor. Ben Hank, Peyton Biddle, Cade Lustenberger, and over on the far side, Max Poole. Minute 45 remains with the basketball. It'll be our Farmers State Bank postgame report coming up here immediately at the conclusion of this game. 90 seconds away, 66-35. Wide open 3 from the Lions left wing. No good. Here come the Panthers. They try to bounce pass it inside. Carterville comes away with it. Peyton Biddle taking it to the rack. Up off the glass, gets the bucket and the foul. Peyton Biddle, the 5'4 freshman, gets the bucket and will go to the line to shoot the free throw.
That's Carterville's first field goal here in the fourth quarter. Biddle, part of that freshman group, along with Lustenberger, Caden Hawkins, Berkey.
State champions their own right.
Yep, they're going to be called upon a lot more next year. And then 2 years from now, they will be handed the reins, and it will be their team.
Clock continues to roll as Biddle hits the free throw. This Carterville team's going to be a good ball team next year.
Yeah, I think, I'm a little disappointed that, Carterville, I thought, would have more than 13 wins this year in the regular season.
I did too.
But, yeah, with everybody that's coming back and the experience that the freshmen got, I think they will be better.
Clock winds under 20 seconds remaining in the game, and we have a jump ball. It's going to keep the ball with the Pinckneyville Panthers. Rolling clock right now. They probably won't even get the bounce pass in. They don't have to. 8 seconds, 6 seconds. Final score is going to be the Pinckneyville Panthers 66, the Carterville Lions 38. That's your final score. Stay tuned. Our Farmers State Bank post-game report is next on News Radio WJPF.
High school sports are as American as apple pie. And going to a game or meet is a chance to see the stars of tomorrow shine today. But as anybody who's ever attended a high school sporting event in Illinois knows, you can't have the stars without the stripes. High schools are currently looking for new officials in almost every sport. Who looks good in stripes? Anybody looking for a way to stay connected to a sport they love. If you like the idea of giving back to your community while earning a few extra bucks, chances are you'd look good in stripes too. We want to hear from you. We need to hear from you. No officials means no games. No stripes means no stars. And what kind of America would that be? Illinois needs more high school officials. Go to highschoolofficials.com to sign up or learn more. That's highschoolofficials.com.
Back at Carterville High School, it was the Pinckneyville Panthers putting a good old tail whooping on the Carterville Lions here tonight. The final score is 66-38. Scott Hudson.
Well, it was just a mismatch from the start. Pinckneyville shot the ball very well. Carterville has trouble shooting against teams that are taller than they are, especially when guards are taller than Carterville's guards. It's hard to get shots off. Carterville just never recovered after that first quarter barrage. They cut the lead to 10 at one point, and from that point on, Pinckneyville came right back, hit a three to go up by 13, and the rout was on. Pinckneyville's just very, very good team. They shot 65% from the field. Some teams don't even shoot 65% from the free throw line. Carterville only shot 37% from the from the field. Free throws, Carterville 10 of 15, 4 of 4 for Pinckneyville. Rebounding, Pinckneyville out-rebounded Carterville 19-11. They were led by Tanner, and rebounding was 6. Down and led Carterville with 6. Turnovers, Carterville with 11. Pinckneyville with 8.
Devin Kitchen, the leading scorer for Coach Bob Wagner and the Panthers. He had 5 3-pointers tonight. 17 points for the senior from Pinckneyville. Add 16 from Dawson Yates, 11 from Hunter Riggins, 2 from Vaden Chepansky. Also, Dre Scott had 7 before leaving with a cut lip in the third quarter. Grant Tanner with 10, and Ben Restoff with 3. 66 points scored by the Pinckneyville Panthers. Carterville were led by the 6'4" junior Eli Downen with 19. Carson Pearson chipped in 5. Gostin Garvey with 2. Nick Laird 4. Townsend Barton with 1 free throw. Peyton Biddle with 3 points, a field goal and a free throw. And Preston Sumner with 2 free throws. He winds up with 2. 66-38, the final score. We're going to go on and take a break, and when we come back, we're going to name our Joe's Lawn Care and Snow Removal Star of the Game. This is your Farmer State Bank postgame report on News Radio WJPF.
Being a teenager is tough.
There's the constant pressure to be liked,
Endless worrying about college.
cyberbullying, high expectations, all the negativity.
There's no question. Being a teenager is tough. And what do Illinois' teens do when they want to block out the noise and clear their heads?
We play!
Research shows that teenagers who participate in high school sports have lower stress levels, more confidence, and greater self-esteem. And then there's the biggest benefit of all.
High school sports are fun.
Not just fun,
They're a lot of fun.
Encourage your teenagers to participate in a sport or activity when they go to high school. They'll stress less and smile more. And they'll be laying the foundation for a happier, healthier future.
This message presented by the
'66-38, the final score here at Carterville. It was all Panthers, and Scott Hudson, we need to name our Joe's Lawn Care and Snow Removal star of the game.
Well, you could pick almost anybody that played for Pinckneyville tonight that had, quality minutes, but I think we need to go with Devin Kitchen, the 6'1 senior. 17 points, led Pinckneyville in second in rebounding with 4. His three-point shooting just really opened this game up for Pinckneyville, and Carterville could not find anybody to stop in tonight. Devin Kitchen, our Joe's Lawn Care and Snow Removal star of the game.
Rain or shine, sleet or snow, call Joe. Call 534-8148. Joe and Lindsay McCann of Carterville have been serving Southern Illinois for over 20 years, and they specialize in commercial and residential lawn care, landscape maintenance, tree trimming, also snow removal. They haven't done a lot of snow removal this
No, they
winter.
haven't had to.
I know he's probably happy about that.
Yes, he's happy.
But you can call 534-8148. They also will do equipment repair. They'll do bush hogging, spring and fall cleanups. Give Joe a call. Joe's Lawn Care and Snow Removal, 534-8148. Devin Kitchen of the Pinckneyville Panthers, our Joe's Lawn Care and Snow Removal star of the game. It was all Panthers here tonight, 66-38. Updating a couple of scores. Murphy drops the game at Benton tonight, 54-44. I find that to be a surprise. Carbondale gets the win over Althoff in blowout fashion, 76-45. The last score again we had was Harrisburg over Heron in the fourth, blowout fashion, 62-29. Haven't seen that score go final yet. This is our Farmers State Bank post-game report. We're going to go on and take a break, and hopefully coming up here in just a couple of minutes, we'll talk with head coach Shane Hawkins. Don't forget, tomorrow night is senior night here for the Carterville Lions when the Heron Tigers come to town. We'll continue. This is Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. Yep. 66-38, the final score here at Carterville High School. Scott Hudson, what can you say? Panthers were just strong tonight.
They're just a better basketball team, and there's no shame in saying that. You got to take your hat off to this program. They've been a very good basketball program for many, many years. You can go back to when Shane Hawkins played at Pinckneyville. They've been good for a long time, and Carterville, this is a mismatch nightmare for them. Every time they play in Nashville or Pinckneyville, they just don't match up well with those two teams. And for Carterville, I think in the second half they played a little better. Obviously not good enough to make a major comeback, but now you look at it this way. You got one regular season game left. It's at home. It's against your crosstown rival. And how ironic is it that Carterville started the season playing Heron. They're going to end the regular season playing Heron on this same floor.
Coach Shane Hawkins strolls his way to our location here at Carterville High School, and 66-38, the final score here tonight as we are into to our post-game reports brought to you by Farmers State Bank and Coach Shane Hawkins. And what can you say, Coach? Because this Pinckneyville team is the same every year. This is the same Pinckneyville team that you played for in high school. They just were so strong tonight.
They're really skilled. They spend a lot of time at it. They work on it nonstop. They shoot extra. They practice really, really hard. They played really, really hard. And if that's the one thing we can figure out is how hard you have to play. They got us when we couldn't guard. Had no chance to guard a man early. Had no chance to guard him zone. They were playing horse out there, shooting open shots. And when you get open shots, that's what you're supposed to. You're supposed to make open shots, and they did tonight.
It was all Devin Kitchen too. I mean, 5 threes. He's just a bullseye from outside.
Yeah, we never made him uncomfortable. He caught it. And they do a very good job. See, everything they get out of offense is very little off the bounce, and everything is off the pass. They get it moving from side to side so fast, and then they get you broke down because it's hard to get set, and they have ball movement and player movement, and they get you in bad situations. Everything we tried to do was off the bounce. Well, we couldn't get past them. We wasted our dribble. A lot of times we dribbled going away from the basket, so we got nothing accomplished there. If we are ever able to get maybe a crease, we dribbled too far because they had help that was there. I think we had 7 turnovers the first half, and 6 of them were off the bounce that we dribbled ourselves into them taking away from us. And, it's one of those things. We do a lot of no-dribble stuff during the week. We'll play 4-on-4, 5-on-5, no-dribble just to learn how to play without dribbling it all the time. And, man, we get in the game, and every time we touch it, we have to check it to make sure it's still got air in it.
Coach, when you play a team like Nashville, you play a team like Pinckneyville that have won a lot of games, at what point for your team does it become not so much a physical thing but a mental thing?
And it starts with a belief. And you're not going to beat a Pinckneyville or Nashville without believing you can first. And just because you believe you can, and truly live it and believe it, just because you believe it doesn't mean you're going to win. But that's got to be the first step. And I don't think that I think we show up to play them. And I think our hope is maybe that it won't get bad. But instead of we're going to compete these guys, we're going to go fight them. And it was just so easy for them. We had no answer for them offensively or defensively.
Let's look ahead to tomorrow night. Final game of the regular season. Senior night. You have 4 seniors on this team. We talk about it every year. It's an emotional game. It's an emotional game not just for the players but for the head coach and the cheer coaches and everybody and the parents that are in the crowd.
Yeah, it is. It's every high school and every college in the country goes through it, and it's a little bit different feeling on senior night. And you hope your seniors can come out and play well in that night, because it's their last one, and a lot of the things that they have to fight is not really scouting report and in the game and their skills. It's fighting the emotional part of it, and it's just from that standpoint it makes that last night tough. And we have a chance to. You'll always remember your senior night. I mean, you'll always. I remember the exact score of my senior night. It's just one of those things you remember. It's the last time you put on that home jersey or the jersey and play in front of your home crowd, and so it's one of those things you'll never forget. And hopefully our guys will have a good memory after tomorrow night. Well,
and Coach, I know this will probably shock you. You go to Harrisburg Tuesday night and play a very, very solid game, come away with an 8-point win. The last score we had from Harrisburg, Harrisburg was beating Heron 62-29. So they're not going to be happy tomorrow night when they come here. So that should make things very interesting.
Boy, thanks, Scott.
It's his birthday. That's his present to you, by the way.
Keep it next year. Just keep your birthday presents and keep mine too. And you know Harrisburg they're one of the teams that I haven't seen every team, but I've seen a bunch of teams. They may be as much improved as any team in the South.
I would agree.
Now, part of it was, when we saw them at the holiday tournament at El Dorado, it was the first time I'd seen them play. They'd only played like 4 games going into the holiday tournament. They didn't have a preseason tournament. They had one. They played a game the week of Thanksgiving and then took like 2 weeks off while everybody else played a tournament. So they needed games. We played 4 games the first week, and our goal is to be better at the end of Game 4 than we were on Game 1. Well, their Game 4 was December 20th or whatever it was. So they would made strides, but it becomes really, really tough when you don't have that game to kind of gauge your progress. And am I shocked? Absolutely. It was their senior night, right? It's at Harrisburg, so it's senior night. So that's one of those things that they have guys who can make baskets, and when they get going and they get going from the arc, kind of like these guys tonight, when you start making shots, all of a sudden you play a little bit harder in the defensive end.
Coach, I want to get your thoughts before we get out of here. You were at the game last night for the girls' game. Just a dominating performance over the Nashville Hornets. Not that Nashville didn't play hard, but the girls, Carterville did a great job. What can you say about this team? What can you say about Matt Crane and the success that this group of girls is having this year?
Well, I think you walked in when they got here, because they were freshmen when I came in. We came in at the same time. They were basketball players. It wasn't softball players playing. It wasn't. They're basketball players. They're athletes. They were on a mission. Their mission was go get a bunch of wins, see if we can't make a run to a state tournament, and that's been their goal. And they've lived it. They've had their ups and downs. Now, thankfully for them, they got to 2A at a good time.
Yeah.
And I'm not to say they couldn't do this in 3A. It's tougher. So what they've gone through in the last couple of years, regular season and postseason, and his schedule is really, really tough. I mean, he found shootouts to go play really good teams and to challenge him, because he knew he had a really good team. And they're getting their reward for the hard work they've done, not just this year or last year, but since they got here as freshmen. And couldn't be happier for those. They're just a great bunch of girls. And everybody talks about the big 3, but their role players were really good last night. I thought
Alicia Doyle was
really good last night. She made shots and
wound up the leading scorer.
Yeah, and Avery Vanderzeel I thought was very good last night. So it's if you're getting to the time where you need everybody to be at their elite level, last night was a pretty good indicator. And usually the sectional championship is your hardest night. It's just sectional finals are a different animal, and obviously the emotions of everything that will be going on at the super sectional, thinking that you're one game away from the state tournament. I just always found that sectional final is you're playing a really good team. Stakes are a little bit higher than what you're accustomed to. The crowd, I thought the crowd last night was unbelievable. I thought our student section and our community did an unbelievable job of backing those ladies. And I'm really happy for them, and we'll be rooting for them from Vienna on Monday night.
Coach Shane Hawkins joining us here on our Farmers State Bank postgame report. Coach, thank you, and we'll talk to you tomorrow night.
All right, see you guys.
Coach Shane Hawkins here on our postgame report. 66-38 Panthers over the Carterville Lions. Updating one other score I've got, Massac over West Frankfort, 68-45. And the St. Louis Blues up. Final, Harrisburg beats Heron 69-38.
That's a shocker. To me, that's the biggest shock of the night. It wouldn't have been a total surprise if Harrisburg had won that game, because, as Coach Hawkins said, they're probably the most improved team since the first of the year. But to dominate on their home floor like they did against the Heron team, that's just shocking. But Carterville's got one more regular season game left, and it's here at home. It's against a crosstown rival, the Heron Tigers, who are not going to be happy when they come here tomorrow night. Hopefully it'll be a great game. I think there'll be a big crowd here for senior night, and get ready for, if Carterville can get a win tomorrow night, a little bit of momentum heading into Vian on Monday night.
66-38, the final score here tonight. We're going to go on and get out. We're about the last ones left in the gym this evening. We'll have the pregame show starting at 7:30 tomorrow evening right here on News Radio WJPF. For our producer, engineer back at the studio, Brian R. Powell. For my broadcast partner, happy birthday, bud.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it.
And we'll see you tomorrow morning on Sports Voice bright and early at 8 o'clock. I'm Dave McKenzie. Thank you for tuning in to Lions basketball right here on News Radio WJPF. God bless, everybody. Thanks, bub.